Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be doing a video that's not a live stream. And I know I don't typically talk about reality TV on my channel, but watching reality TV is actually one of my guilty pleasures. And I started my career off as a entertainment, gossip, celebrity news blogger. Did that. I was very successful. And now as an entrepreneur with experience and lessons learned under my belt and kind of knowing what it's like to do that in a city like Jackson, I could not talk about this show. Like, I had to do it. Go ahead, if you have not already, subscribe to my channel, especially if you're going to be watching the show, because I'm going to review all of the episodes. I might do a little extra stuff here or there, but subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and you'll be alerted of when I upload any videos and when I go live, which I do a lot throughout the week. So, all that being said, let's get into the show. As I was watching the pre-premiere on, I think that was Saturday, I had the idea, like, Jessica, you gotta review this. Like, even though you you don't produce that kind of content, you gotta review this because there's so much to be said about what's going on and really what it speaks to for us who live in Jackson. And some of the things that I've been seeing about the show have not been positive. So I really wanted to, come out and be a positive voice for the show. Really kind of give some context because I live here, and I care about the reputation that Jackson has, that Jackson business women have. So I felt like I could offer some insight that other YouTube commentators cannot, just because I live here. And I had to think about, like, okay, some of these people, or have relationships with their people, and if you say the wrong thing, you might, that might be like not good for you, being that you live here and you do business here. But whatever. Like, who gonna check me if I'm just stating my opinion? And also, like, I'm not here to be negative. That's just not me at all. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm probably gonna be a little bit biased toward some of the cast members, just because it's not really a first impression for me like it is for most of the people that are watching. But I'll make sure to like acknowledge my bias, or y'all may be able to tell over time as episodes progress. But let's go ahead and get into the cast. The episode opens up with Tamra Cherie, who is a radio personality here in Jackson, has a famous voice, an infamous voice. Everybody knows Tam's voice. And she's actually someone that I'm probably going to be a little bit biased toward because I have a personal relationship with Tamra. I love her. And I don't really like some of the comments that I've been seeing about Tamra, so I just got to come out here and defend her. Not necessarily defend her, but, say something about her that's really true, because I see some YouTubers saying, oh, she's trying to be a full-time radio personality and she's this and she's that. And it's like, no, she's actually the most well-known out of the entire cast. And it was interesting that she didn't appear a lot in this this pre-premiere episode. And I don't know why that happened, obviously, but I hope that we'll get to see more of Tamra. I guess she was out of town or something. Maybe that was why. But she's like the it girl here in Jackson. Everybody knows her. She is definitely the voice of the midday here. She's an AKA. She went to Jackson State. I went to Jackson State. Same program and all of that. And I was actually inspired to pursue some elements of my career because of Tamra. I mean, I remember growing up seeing like the public access channel, late at night, she'd be at the club interviewing people, and she just always was on the scene. I mean, she's legit. She's an author. She does a lot. I really, really love her. She's a sweetheart, and I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about Tamra. I'm curious about her storyline. I can kind of see the foreshadowing with Leticia asking her about her love life, which is true. Nobody ever knows who she's dating. But I'm curious to see what her storyline will be because she does so much. But yeah, I love Tam. Nothing bad to say about her. So Leticia, I am a little bit, or I was a little bit familiar with Leticia through the Brunch organization, but this was really like my first time seeing her, like, you know, like anything really about her. And I like her. She seems like made for TV to me. Like, I like her personality. I like her little flavor. You know, I would like to see more of like what the National Brunch organization does, since she's based here in Jackson. Like, does she travel and host brunches elsewhere since it's a national organization? Does she have chapters? You know, like, how has that generated her, you know, her wealth? I'm curious to see that. I hope that they show more of that. But I really like Leticia. I like Latrice. Very familiar with Latrice. Goddess Links is on one of the main streets in Jackson. You cannot miss it. Very beautiful location. Never had any of her hair or anything like that, so I cannot vouch for Marie or Maria, whatever her name is. But I like Latrice. I like that she I feel like we're close in age. She seems super relatable. She kind of gives me like Portia from Housewives of Atlanta. So I really, really hope that we get to see her doing some of the ins and outs of her business too. Because based on how she responded to Maria at that tea, baby, she don't seem like she can really put up a fight. So she gonna have to, you know, I'm hoping we can see her in a different way, because I don't like the way like she kind of came off. She gives off like maybe she's a shy person, and her business gives her like a lot of confidence, and like she can talk about her business and stand up in that room and, you know, have the attention. But I don't know if that's really who she is. And so I'm hoping to, I feel like there's a lot of ways that her story can go, but I really, really liked her. Marie got the type of energy that I lived in 2020. Like, I love what she says that she's done. I'm not familiar with her. I'm rooting for any black woman in Mississippi that is doing something to better our state and the people in it, specifically black folks. So I'm loving what she does. But, and this could be production, this could be the editing of, but she wasn't like put in a very good light. I don't know, like her energy, her vibe, I wasn't really like interested. And it had me thinking, like, I wonder how is this going to impact her from a business standpoint. Like, on one end, especially when you get into like the reality TV and, you know, that whole world, social media influencing, you know, it's probably, you know, it ain't gonna make or break her. But when it's like, when the cameras are off, when that's done, you know, whether the show gets renewed or not, whether you get other opportunities from the show, like, will it have been worth the way that you were depicted? You know, like, that's what I'm curious about with her, because she doesn't, it's nothing about her that's really likable. And even from like her picture on the like the main photo for the main promotional image, she doesn't even look nice there. So I'm not into that. Like, I don't vibe with that type of woman that she seems to be. So I wasn't feeling her. I am a little biased toward Antoinette, but in a different way from the way I'm a little biased about Tamra. So Antoinette, I went to college with her, and I know we have like some mutual acquaintances. So I've been around her and interacted with her, but not really in a meaningful way. But I know who she is. And I met her ex-husband in a different situation. So I had my feelings about her. coming into, you know, like watching the show, and they weren't necessarily negative opinions, but they weren't really positive either. But like, I was kind of pleasantly surprised to see her. I think she is definitely needed. Having Antoinette's energy, her youthfulness, like her, you know, she just seemed lighthearted and fun. So I think she's very necessary for this show. I like her on here, and I'm excited to see her open her practice. Out of all of the cast, I'm most interested in Latrice. And it's probably mostly because of her business. But I don't know. It could be, I don't know. I'm just most interested in her. I feel like I can relate to her the most out of the entire cast. So I'm just excited to see. Those are my thoughts on the cast. Let's move on. Like, I'm just going to break down some different highlights that I want to touch on. This is not going to be like a frame by frame review. So I want to touch on the marriages. And I saw a lot of comments online about like everybody's marriages. And I agree that it would be nice to see some healthy marriages on reality TV. Like some that work, you know, people that are happy, or that whose husbands aren't disrespectful or aren't cheaters, or, you know, women who do have high self-esteem and their husband affirms them. We don't see a lot of that, but at the same time, no marriage is perfect. And I do enjoy watching couples navigate their marital issues, or just whatever the climate is in their marriage. I like to see that, because I'm married. I'm not considered a newlywed anymore, but I'd like to see how other married couples interact, whether it's healthy or not, because at least I know what not to do. But and also, this is not a housewives show, so I don't get why people were talking so much about the marriages. It's not really focused on that. That's just one part of it. One thing I do want to get away from in seeing in reality TV is women being sad and down or insecure about their marriages. Like Leticia, you know, you're on the phone with your husband and he works the 28 days and he's home for 14, and he's complimenting you, and you're like, have you been good? If you gotta ask your husband if he been good, what type of husband is, like, what type of marriage do you have? I just, like, that was not a good look. It was not a good look. I would have liked to see women, you know, like, being powerful, being confident, not worried about, like, oh, I'm doing all this, I'm running this business, I'm doing this, but I'm worried about this man, and if he gonna treat me right, if he doing, like, I want, like, no, we ain't doing it. Like, we're not doing that. We are the prize. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. We are the treasure. So I would like to see less of that on TV. But nevertheless, like I said, no relationship is perfect. I hope to see footage where they're actually working. The show is fun and it's cute, but you know, like, how many women are we going to see go to lunch and go to brunch and go out the country? You know, so I'm hoping that we actually get to see them working. Like, I would love to see Latrice, you know, like at a meeting about her hair vending machines, or, you know, talking to her staff, having a team meeting, preparing for a photo shoot, because they always have bomb editorial style photos. I really want to see that. I want to see Leticia talking with the caterer for the brunch, or, you know, having a community meeting about Fair Street. I want to see Marie. She's probably limited in what she can do since she's in the public health space. But I want to see her, you know, like on a conference call or something, because the whole I'm rich, we making all this money, and it's going to be this. And it's like, you know, money doesn't, like... You know, like, you when you got it, you ain't really got to prove it or keep reminding people. So it's giving, like, new money, if it's money there at all. So I would like to see some of her in her, you know, like, doing her thing, working, and not just talking about what you have. And, you know, I thought it was strange that the office didn't seem furnished. And you know, she got her feet kicked up on the table to show her red bottoms. It's just like it's giving like I ain't never had nothing and I got it, and I want everybody to know I got it. And it's just not, like, I just don't think that's becoming. And that's my personal opinion. But most people online agree people are not feeling her. I love the idea of revitalizing Ferris Street. I mean, it's not really thriving like it could be, so it would be great to see Leticia actually trying to pull it together. And I hope it's like something that is she's truly invested in and it's being actively worked on. Because I mean, we've heard so many rumors about Ferris Street and what's gonna happen and what's supposed to happen, and it just seems like nothing has happened. So if that's truly her mission, I would love to see that kind of come to life. So the brunch, the brunch was my least favorite aspect of the show. Everything about the brunch seemed staged, and it seemed like even the episode, like that particular scene seemed really rushed. Because first of all, I know her brunches are larger than that. I've seen photos of brunches. They are way more fabulous and way more they're way more guests. Now I do know, or I'm assuming that some of this was filmed during the pandemic, because when they were at Fine and Dandy, the guy had the mask on. But that brunch, like, I mean, it just looked like it was thrown together to film. Just being honest, that was not giving me like a real brunch event that I publicized that people were invited to. I feel like it was just for like the show. And also the fact that it wasn't like no mingling being shown. It just seemed very dry. Like they just literally said, look, we need something to film. Can you say you having a brunch and tell them to come and we gonna get Marie to talk about the hair? So that's kind of like where I was like, they can't be doing this because this is not even believable. So Latrice and Antoinette were not dressed appropriately. And I remember Leticia saying that it was a Southern Belle brunch. So, I mean, Southern Belle, you think hats and all of that. Antoinette looked like she was going to the prom. I don't even know if there would have been like dress code if it was just a regular brunch and not a Southern Belle thing. When Latrice, she looked great, but more like a business meeting, not necessarily a brunch, because it was just the black and it just wasn't even the right colors. So there was that. Marie looked like Lil Bo Peep. And Jessica, who was there with her, is a stylist. She had the long braids. And I'm wondering if Jessica styled her, because it wasn't really made clear. I don't even know that we saw the outfit really. Maybe the hat. But I'm curious if Jessica styled her. Because the outfit seemed very Jessica-like, but it just didn't translate well. I think Marie finger waves probably would have looked better than the wig. It's clear that the wig was to hold, like, to loop in the drama with Latrice. And it just, like, Marie just looked tacky. She was tacky inside and out. Because one, that's not where you bring it up. Like, we're assuming that this is real, not that it was staged like I think it was. You wear this hair that you're not happy with. One, why did you wear it? You could have brought it with you if you were truly unhappy and you knew you were gonna see her. And for you to bring it up like that in your confessional, when you were talking about that you was trying to interact with them and make conversation, they weren't really feeling you. Maybe it was because of the energy you give off. Also, you had plotted to bring this up, and people can kind of tell when folks be on some bullshit. You know, like, you know when somebody finna be on some bullshit. You can just feel it. So maybe that's why they didn't want to interact with you. But also, just the tackiness of bringing it up in the way that you did. And for Leticia, I was kind of taken by surprise that she was like, oh, this hair is stiff. Like, everybody knows Goddess Lens has a wonderful reputation. I've never heard a bad thing about her hair ever. And I don't really wear wigs and weaves and bundles and stuff like that. That's not, like, I got a little ponytail on right now, but I'm not a wig girl. Like, I don't know that world. I'm very, like, not new to the world, but I just don't know a lot about wigs. And so what I've been seeing online is people are like, look, the person that made the wig probably switched the hair out or swapped it. So you know, like maybe that was something she could have considered. I don't know how I would have felt if I paid $600 for a wig, which they do cost that much up in that area, and I was unhappy with it. I wouldn't have waited till a brunch. I would have sent an email or went up there, or, you know, I just wouldn't have done that. And so that's what makes it seem staged. And then Latrice's reaction was like, well, you must have got that from the wrong shop. Like, it ain't in nobody's world would that have been the way I would have reacted to that. And I don't think that it was a natural reaction. I would have been like, excuse me? You said what? Huh? The wig? Are you sure that's my hair? You know, like, I wouldn't have just automatically assumed. You know, I just wouldn't have handled it like Latrice said. She was way too, like, girl, get her together. Don't let her come at you like that. She seemed timid, like she didn't want to go there with her. So I don't know. All of that was just really weird. The brunch, like I said, looked dry. It was terrible venue for, like, was a million other places that they could have had. Well, not a million literally, but you know, there were other places that they could have done that. That just, like, they could have left that out for me. I guess some other highlights. Oh, Antoinette and her divorce. I didn't know that she was divorced until this show, because I remember her with her husband. When the couple times that I've seen her in recent years, she was always with him. So I was very shocked to hear that they were divorced. And she made the comment about not dating outside your race, and oh, it's because your grandmama don't like it, not cool. But it's like, it didn't work out well for you. So, like, you know, like, maybe you should get back in your race. But I'm very much pro-black, unapologetically black. And I do think it takes a different kind of black person to date a white person in the world that we live in. And that's just my thought on that. Yeah, I just think it takes a special kind of black person, whether you're the man or the woman in a relationship, to date a white person. It's certain parts of yourself that you have to suppress. I don't care what nobody say. Like, you have to. Because it's not a normal relationship. Black people are still oppressed. So when you talk about being in bed with a white person, there's a lot of stuff I just couldn't do. And that's just me. And I just think that you got to be a special kind of black person to date a white person. And, you know, people may disagree, and that's fine. But Antoinette did show us a little of her shady side, so I can tell she gonna kind of be the one that may rock the boat a little bit, her and Marie. But I like it. I like Antoinette for this show. So that's really all I have. I hope I was thorough. I took a lot of notes. Let me show y'all. I took a whole lot of notes. I do want to address, like, some of the commentary that I've seen from people from Jackson, and just what I've seen online, particularly about, one, these women's physical appearances. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all are really wrong for that. And y'all know the first season of any reality show, the women they look a little struggle, whether it's the clothes, the makeup, or the hair. That comes with the first season territory. So ease up on them. Stop talking about their hair and makeup, okay? Can we do that? Can we focus on the show? Let's not do all that. Because, I mean, I watched several different reviews before I filmed mine, and I just noticed that there was something that was happening, and I'm like, y'all, like, are we doing this in public to our own people? We gonna tear them down like that? So yeah, I'm not feeling those type of comments. Also, people are saying, you know, black women, we need representation. We need better than this. I'm tired of seeing black women like this. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna do that. And I just want us to understand something. No one ever says that about white or other women. That is the only time that conversation is had is about black women. And we have to let that go. Because black women are not the only women that are catty. Black women are not the only women that are petty. And we saw with the Housewives of Potomac that black women do fight. They get mad, but so do white women. And Bravo is going through really a publicity crisis, if you ask me, because of the way that they've treated their black cast members and the franchises versus the white ones. Like, Teresa went to jail. She's gotten violent, but no one, especially not white women online, talking about we need to see white women like this. Y'all gotta let that go, because really what y'all mean is we can't be acting like that in front of white folks, because they gonna think this about us, and this is why they think about that. And if you feel that way, I want to encourage you to watch some of my live streams. I'm currently discussing a book that goes into detail how racism began in America. And I know this ain't that kind of video, but I'm not gonna be me if I don't mention this. Basing your whole life as a black person around what white people will think, not only does it not work in your favor, it's also you trying to fix a racist problem with a racist solution. You cannot behave your way into white people not being racist and thinking certain things about you. And it's not fair to other black women, it's not fair to black women, period, to say that these women represent us as a whole. No, they represent themselves. But on the other hand, I do understand the sentiment. I get us wanting to see positive representation, but you have to, we just gotta be real. Like, whether you are on TV or not, you might have a little shade in you. You might have a little pettiness in you. You just aren't on TV. Like, let's stop acting like they doing something that we don't do or we haven't done in our own lives. So I don't like that whole conversation that's going. I, for one, think this is a very positive thing for Jackson. It's positive for black women because this is a show not built around their relationship status. This is a show about them as women, as entrepreneurs. So we need to focus on that. Also, Jess, if you're a Jacksonian like me and you're watching this, you should have nothing but positive things to say. Y'all scream how you want Mississippi to have these opportunities and do this, and this is that. You know, this is that. There's a lot that goes into production. It's a lot of jobs that come with it. It's a lot of opportunities. So this is a win. That means people are paying attention to our say. I'm excited about it because I feel like, okay, they did it. I can do it too. You got to find your inspiration and not be so negative all the time. Reality TV is supposed to have drama. It's supposed to have pettiness. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch it. You know you would. I want us to stop that racist way of thinking that black women have to behave and be good on TV. You be who you are. That's the best thing you can do is be you. And now I'm done preaching. Thank y'all for watching this. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll get notifications whenever I go live or when I have a new upload for you. Make sure to follow me on social media. The links are in the description box. Give this video a thumbs up. Help me out a little bit. Help me out. Give me a thumbs up. Also, in the comment section, tell me, did you enjoy the episode? Are you planning to watch, or was this like, tried it, don't like it? Who's your favorite cast members? Would y'all be interested in me trying to interview them and doing like an after show style thing? Let me know. Let me know. I'm here for it. I will be tuning in to the next episode. It premieres on January 15th on OWN. And I'll see you guys after the episode drops, and we'll talk about it again. Bye.